Hey, been a long time, right? I should have put a better thumbnail on. I know, I haven't seen you in a while, Jesse. And none of you have seen me in a while. It's mutual. What do you mean, speaking of the devil? Were you talking about me? Hey, Dee Dee. Oh, I missed you guys. Nothing, huh? No, nothing. Fuck. I'm doing okay. I've had a bad few weeks, which is why I've been gone for so long. Hey, Rogue. And to clarify, I do not want to talk about said bad few weeks. I'll deal with that on my own personal shit. This is a safe zone from talking about all that. Yeah, yes, I have seen Parasite. Oh, and it's okay, Jesse. I'm sorry you had a bad few weeks too. But yeah, I've seen Parasite. I thought it was really good. I'm one of the people that doesn't think it deserved like movie of the year award and as much praise as it got. But I do think it was really well made and it had a really good story. And it was very well acted. It's just, I don't know. People out there calling it a masterpiece. I was like, I don't think it was that good, but it was good. And my day to day was kind of shitty, actually. But I'm home now, so it's all good. And yeah, no, sorry, there's not going to be any reactions to Invincible because I literally got spoiled the whole fucking show as the season went. At first, I was like, okay, well, I got spoiled the big moment in episode 1. If that's it, then I can still watch the whole show. But then I got spoiled big moments in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th episode. So I knew all the major plot points that were going to happen in the show before I actually fucking watched it. And I was like, okay, well, there's no point in doing a reaction for these anymore. I'll just watch it. And so I watched it all in one go. Just sat down for like 8 hours and just watched. Because from all the spoilers that I had seen, I was like, this show kind of looks like trash, actually. I was very, very, very unimpressed with everything that I saw. And I saw, all the memes of Omni-Man doing the fucking think mark, whatever. But I also, unfortunately, was exposed to a bunch of clips because they would just appear on my Twitter feed, on my YouTube page, literally everywhere I went. No matter how many channels I blocked, a new one would pop up. And I'm like, okay, well, I know that happens now. Cool. So I just decided to watch it. And surprisingly, in context, the actual show I thought was good. I don't think it was trash. But kind of just like Parasite, everyone's saying like Invincible is great. It's so fucking good. It's like the best animated show I've ever seen. Not even close for me. Like it's good. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited for a season 2. But I do not think it was that good. It was good. It had some moments that were great, in fact. But overall, I give it like a 7.5 out of 10, maybe an 8 out of 10. Oh, thanks, Rogue. And Jesse. That's a fact. I did not like the ending. It wasn't that good. I agree. That last episode was my least favorite episode of Invincible. I was like, you had me. I'm like, you still have me, but I didn't need 30 minutes of gratuitous, gory violence against literally like hundreds of thousands of innocent people to get the point across that Omni-Man doesn't give a shit about humanity and that Mark does. I'm like, I could have gotten all of that with one moment from that scene when he gets thrown through the building, kills a bunch of people by accident, and he goes to save the mom and her daughter, and then they all die anyways. If that was the whole sequence, I would have been like, that was so good. Like, it would have gotten the message across. It would have been really brutal and fucked up. But I didn't need that, as well as him killing the pilot, as well as him killing an entire subway filled with people, as well as killing a random town out in the wilderness from an avalanche, as well as, like, you know, it just kept going and going and going. I'm like, I fucking get it, dude. Like, do people get off on watching, like, innocent people die? Because that's all I'm getting out of this at a certain point. It's just too much. The train scene was not awesome, in my opinion. I thought it was, again, gratuitous for shock value. I'm like, I get it. Like, they're both stronger than any human ever will be. I didn't need to see every single last person get obliterated over and over and over again. Like, not only was it in poor taste, in my opinion, it got boring. Like, by the time they finally got to the mountain and the iconic moment happened when he says, you know, I'll have you, Dad, I was just ready for it to be over. I'm like, can we, fucking move on here? Like, I know Omni-Man's not going to kill him. I know he's going to leave, so let's just get to that moment. Because I don't give a shit. Like, fucking hell. And then on top of that, I think the next 30 minutes of the episode was one big wrap-up. And it lasted way too long. Like, the whole time I'm like, okay, this is the ending right here. And then it keeps going. Like, okay, this is the ending. Nope, we're still going. Still moving. And they just kept teasing other things for season 2 and, you know, wrapping up these emotional moments. And I'm like, you could have left me on more of a cliffhanger, man. Like, if you ended the episode in that moment when he was looking at the picture of his dad, remembering all those moments, and he slams it down, end it right there. That would have been perfect. But they just kept going. And I'm like, all right, yeah, no, man. I have a lot of problems with that last episode of Invincible. But all the episodes preceding it, I thought were pretty damn good. Still not great. I don't understand the fucking hard-ons people have for the show. It's not that good, I don't think. But I think the animation is very good. The voice acting is very good. The editing was very good. I was actually really impressed with the editing of the show. I thought a lot of the music was either really spot on or really cheesy. What else? It had some of my favorite superhero genre moments and some of my least favorite superhero genre moments. I don't know, I thought it was kind of a mixed bag. But like I said, I'm excited for season 2. I think it'll be good. I hope it will. I don't know. Like I said, there were a lot of parts of the show that I really didn't like, so I guess it depends on which plots they decide to move forward and which plots they decide to kind of end. And hey, Telty, this is why I like you. I want to punch you right now. The train. Oh, wait. No, what'd you say? I was in the middle of reading it. What about season 2 and 3? Does anyone know if season 2 and 3 is going to end the show, or if it's supposed to be many, many seasons? Because this is one show I actually think would benefit from like 5 to 6 seasons. The way they set everything up here in the first season, I'm like, oh, there's just way too much left to not push it forward longer. This is why I want to punch you right now, but I respect it. Why do you want to punch me right now? I'm right. Like, I'm sorry. People who are sucking the dick of this show, like, y'all need to chill out. It is not that good. It is a very good show. I would say a good show, but I'll throw everyone a bone here and say it's very good. It's not great. It is not a masterpiece. It is not perfect. Some of the characters in it are borderline perfect. Like, I think the character of Debbie is just about one of the best animated characters I've ever seen. I really, really liked her. I really liked Adam Eve. I weirdly really liked the twins, or the what's his name, Mahler, the brothers. You know, one's real, one's a clone. Said that they were going past the ending in the comics. I don't know if I like that. I don't know what the ending of the comics is, though, so maybe it's a good idea. Don't spoil it for me either. I have not read the comics. I don't plan on it. But there were a lot of teases for the coming seasons, but yes, I agree with you. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, tease something for the coming seasons. Don't tease, like, everything. Like, when they showed the seismic guy with all his lava minions, I'm like, bro, you're wasting my fucking time right now. Like, get to it. Now, when they showed, I don't remember his name, but the guy who can turn into, like, rocks, that shit was cool. That whole storyline I thought was very good. Like, it genuinely shocked me. I trusted him, and he betrayed me. No, Scooby's a little fucking asshole, and he's not going to be on the videos. He's been, like, a terrible dog the past couple days. Just tearing shit up. Like, pissing in the house. Just being very not good. Like, he's being a little shit. So, you won't see him for a while. And no, I have not watched the last season of Black Lightning. Not yet. Apparently, I can take as much time as I want because I hear it's really bad. Obviously, I'll make my own opinion on it. But yeah, I don't think I've heard one person say it was good. I'm pretty sure everybody I've talked to is like, yeah, it's gotten really bad. I'm like, well, that's too bad. How's the middle class life going? Not good, because I don't have that job anymore. Part of the shitty 2 weeks. I didn't get fired, so I still have a job, but it's quite embarrassing going from what I was getting paid back to what I originally was. And I'm not even back at my property yet, so it's still hard for me to get back to a normal schedule when I'm basically working whatever fucking schedule they decide to put me on. Like tomorrow, I was supposed to have off. And today I was told, actually, we need you to close. And we need you to close the day after, so you're going to work 6 days this week. I was like, oh. Okay. So glad I didn't make any plans for tomorrow. So yeah, in an effort to have some kind of fun, is one of the reasons I watched all of Invincible. And I enjoyed it. I still just don't think it's a masterpiece, because it's really, really not. Like, there's quite a few moments in it that were total misses for me. After I watched it, too, I watched Grace's like review of the show. And I was like, wow, she fucking loves this show. Like, she is over the moon about this shit. And it's just not that good, in my opinion. Like I said, it's very good. It's not that good. Like, is it worth a season 2 and 3? Yeah, for sure. Is it worth having the cult fan base that it does? No, definitely not. And thank you. I'm glad the hair is looking better. What shows would you say are a masterpiece? Dark, Breaking Bad. What else is there? Masterpiece, Watchmen. I can't really think of any other major ones off the top of my head. I want to say Lovecraft Country, but that I had a few problems with as well. I mean, it's pretty hard to achieve masterpiece level, but it seems to me the shows that do achieve masterpiece level, with maybe the exception of like Breaking Bad, don't get that popular, and it's very, very annoying. And yeah, Dark is just, whew. And I think Avatar is probably the best kids show. I can agree with that. What movies did you watch in theaters lately? Nothing. I never even... Oh, no, I did actually go see Mortal Kombat. Fuck, I almost forgot. So, Mortal Kombat, I guess? Which I thought was a really bad movie, but I enjoyed it. Like, it wasn't supposed to be a good movie. It was supposed to be Mortal Kombat. But I'm probably going to go see A Quiet Place 2 on, like, Wednesday or Thursday or something. Because I've heard mixed reviews on it, but some of the people that say it's good say it's better than the first one, and I find that hard to believe, so I want to go see it. And I like Emily Blunt, and what's his name? Jimon? Who's the black guy in the new A Quiet Place movie? He's been in a lot of movies. Like, I should know his name, but I cannot think of it. Maybe I just can't pronounce it. Do you know what I'm talking about? I can't think of the name. It's like Jimon or Jimon something. I don't fucking know. What up, everybody? Oh, lovely. Awesome. Jimon Hanso? Is that how you pronounce it? That's definitely who I'm talking about. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but he's awesome, and I would like to see what his role in A Quiet Place 2 is. And I always forget the name of the guy who's from Peaky Blinders, but I really like him as an actor as well, and I'm pretty sure he's like the secondary lead character of the movie, so that could be very good. I believe. I'm surprised I didn't have more of you in the comments telling me, or trying to defend Invincible. I was expecting a lot of people to be like, shut the fuck up, this is why it's so good. Like, I only got a little bit of that. When does Loki start? I actually don't remember. I thought it was after Black Widow. Oh no, I guess it is in June, so yeah, we are almost there. Oh shit, when does it start? Because I got a vacation coming up. I'm definitely not doing it on my vacation. June 9th. Ah, shit. There's definitely going to be an episode that I miss. I miss both of the first 2 episodes. It's on a Wednesday. Yeah, I'm for sure going to miss the second episode because that's right in the middle of my vacation. Maybe I'll be able to watch the first one, but I'll get back onto it by the 3rd. But at that point, everyone will probably have moved on to other reactors watching the show. Cillian Murphy. Or is it Cillian Murphy? He's very good. Maybe there's a lot of superhero shows going on lately. Well, that is one of the problems I had with Invincible. Like, there's the Jupiter's... I thought it was Jupiter's Legacy. But yeah, there's Jupiter's Legacy, there's The Boys, there's whatever the fuck... What is that show called? The one that has the robot dude, played by Brendan Fraser. Doom Patrol. There's Doom Patrol. There's Umbrella Academy. There's all the Disney Plus shows for Marvel now. There's all the animated shows for DC. Like, the superhero market is so oversaturated right now that I can tell it is getting really hard to capture my attention as much as it used to. Like, it's got to be fucking good, or it's got to be really my style. And Jupiter's Legacy, I thought was, thought it was like okay. Mostly, I didn't like it, but there were some parts that I thought were cool. We'll see about de-stressing. My Cedar Point trip got canceled, so I don't even know what I'm doing for my vacation. I might just drive and see where the fuck I end up. 'Cause I'm at that point right now where I'm like, I don't even care, dude. Like, I'm so over existence right now. I just want to detach. But yeah, the superhero genre is like extremely saturated. And for Invincible, there were some parts of it that I thought were really unique to the superhero genre, and I did like that. Like, typically I hate this is the realistic way, or this is like the reality of what being a superhero would be like. I find that to be, at this point in time, really played out and just annoying. I'm like, I don't watch superhero shit for realism. Like, when has anybody ever wanted that? It seems stupid to me. But the way they did it in that show, I thought was really good. Like, seeing not just the, ooh, look how gory and death-defying all this shit is. It was a lot of humor. It was a lot of, like, awkwardness and all the dark, gory shit. Like, I thought the moment when he accidentally killed the old lady that he was trying to save from, like, the alien invasion, I thought that was a great moment because I was not expecting it. I was like, oh, shit. Okay, this is actually some pretty good shit. And the fact that she did not make it, like, she died later in the episode, I thought that was actually really good. Okay, rank all superhero shows lately. The Boys, Invincible, WandaVision, Falcon, Jupiter's Legacy. Okay, well, at the top, my favorite out of all of those would be Falcon and the Winter Soldier, followed by WandaVision, followed by Invincible, followed by The Boys, followed by Jupiter's Legacy. I think Jupiter's Legacy out of that group is the worst, and I think the best is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. My roommate would probably tell you Invincible is the best, followed by WandaVision, and then Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and he hasn't seen The Boys or Jupiter's Legacy, so I don't know where he would rank those. I highly doubt he would like Jupiter's Legacy. He might enjoy The Boys. And thank you too, River. I hope I do too. I don't even know what the vacation's gonna be. Don't you have the pass you have not used? Yeah, I do. So, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe I drive out to Texas, go to Six Flags Fiesta Texas or something. I don't know. But I'm going to be doing it by myself now because my roommate was like, let's go to California. I'm like, Magic Mountain and all these other parks in California still will not allow out-of-state visitors. So, I don't want to go to California just to go to the fucking beach. Like, that's boring as hell. But he does, so he's going to go to California by himself, and I guess I'm going to Texas, more than likely. Because that's the closest place I can go to get to a fun theme park. Because California wants to be a bunch of fucking assholes. I like the tongue-in-cheekness of Invincible, like Reginald Val Johnson High School with Reginald Val Johnson actually voicing the principal. I didn't even notice that, actually. That is pretty good, though. I did think the comedy in Invincible was actually really good. There were a couple moments that made me genuinely laugh out loud. Like, the introduction of Debbie was fucking funny. She just walks in on her son taking a shit. He's like, get out, get out. She's like, oh, get over yourself. Like, I've already seen everything. Like, that was really funny. It made me like her immediately. Have people changed usernames? I recognize at least most of these. Lucky Charmed. I feel like you might have changed yours. I'm trying to think. There were a couple pretty funny moments in the show. There was one I was just telling my roommate about earlier, but I can't think of what it was now. Seth Rogen's whole part on the show was very entertaining. I think a little too quirky for what the rest of the show was doing, but it still made me laugh. It was good. J.K. Simmons can do no wrong to me. His whole character can go fucking choke. on the most mega dick I've ever seen. Like, fucking hell, I hated him. Like, I like his character better than I like Homelander, because Homelander is just straight up like a fucking sociopath. Like, he just doesn't care about people, which you could argue is similar to Omni-Man, but at least with Omni-Man, I'm like, well, I get why. Like, you were literally indoctrinated into a society that only views strength and weakness as the two qualities a person can have. That you're either strong or you're weak, and you mean nothing. So I enjoyed the character's motivations, but fuck, I hated Omni-Man. Like, not even for really what he did, but for what he did to Debbie, fuck that bitch. Forever. He could do anything at this point to redeem himself, and I won't care. Like, I will never like his character. Not even for a split second will I ever like his character. He is now the new Negan for me, which is unfortunate and makes me not want to do reactions for season 2, because I know people will just shit on me for it. They'll be like, you're supposed to love Omni-Man because he's so fucking badass. I'm like, well, I don't. He's a piece of shit. He's like the worst fucking person in the universe. And I'm sure they'll clarify in the show at some point, oh no, actually there's a lot worse people. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure by the end of the show too, he will have a redemption arc, and he will fight against the, what are they called, the vitrolites, the fucking the V whatever. I'm sure of it. Like, he is going to, sorry Raimi, no, like, he is going to end up fighting against his own people to save his son. And I still think his son is probably going to end up being evil. Like, I very highly suspect Mark to end up fighting for the Vitrolites? What the fuck is their name? The Kryptonians, basically. Like, let's just be real. Yeah, I'm almost positive. And it won't matter. Like, after what he's done, it won't matter. He could save the whole fucking universe, and I'd be like, thanks for that. Go kill yourself now, please. Like, he just is the worst. And I agree. Like, like when he said, when Mark asked him, like, so does mom mean nothing to you? She's one of these humans that you say are worthless. And he was like, in the grand scheme of things, no, she doesn't mean anything to me. I was like, all right, go kill yourself then. Please do everyone a favor. Rip yourself in half, far away from everybody else. You're the worst. You're the actual worst. Like, I hate him more than Homelander. I hate him more than Negan. I hate him more than I ever hated Reiner. Like, he is the worst. Such a piece of shit. He's out here just trying to, oof, fuck that bitch. Fuck him. And there's no reason he couldn't have told the Guardians why he was killing them, too. Like, the Immortal asked him straight up, like, tell me why you did this. And he's just a little bitch and cuts his head off, rather than say, all right, well, this is why I'm doing it. It wouldn't have made a difference. He was going to kill him anyways. And it's not like he gives a shit what any of the humans even think about him anyways. Like, I don't know. He's just so fucking horrible. He's the worst. Not likable by any stretch of the imagination. And I even looked up some clips afterwards. I'm like, let's get a feel for how the internet feels about Omni-Man. And as I suspected, everyone has a hard-on for him. They're like, oh, he's so fucking scary. He's so badass. I'm like, he's just the worst, dude. Like, it's just the worst. Zakiya is a working girl now. Is she at work? Aw. Well, I'm glad people are working again. And yeah, way more than Homelander. Like, Homelander is also a piece of shit. But like I said, he's just a straight-up sociopath. He just doesn't know, like, how the fuck he's supposed to deal with anything. He's just the most narcissistic asshole ever. Omni-Man is too fucking smart to be as evil as he is. Like, he's just the most horrible fucking character I've, like, ever seen. Is this comment because there are people defending Omni-Man? Well, yeah, I just said I was looking through videos of Omni-Man. Like, I saw the one where he, like, threatened Mark's friend. And everyone was like, well, I was so scared in this moment. This was so badass. I'm like, I wasn't even scared in that moment. I'm like, if he kills him, like, big surprise. You know, he's just fucking horrible. If he doesn't kill him, good, go away. I don't want you on my fucking screen. Sure, he's a compelling villain. Like I said, I enjoy his reasons for being a villain. It's what makes me like his character a lot more than I like Homelander. But he's just the worst. Like, nothing could ever make me like him. Like, he could literally kill himself on screen, and I'd be like, thank God I don't have to see this fucking bitch anymore. I wouldn't even enjoy that at this point. He's so bad. Dumbo Mall things? What are you talking about? Oh, Shadow and Bone. He does have big ass ears. To be clear, I've still only seen the first 2 episodes. All my other shows I just put on pause while I dealt with all my just horrible things in my life the past couple weeks. But I took the time out of my day yesterday to just binge all of Invincible. Because I had already been spoiled the whole fucking thing, so might as well actually watch it. And I was surprised. Like I said, when I was spoiled everything, I was like, this show looks like fucking trash, actually. And then when I actually watched it in context, I was like, it's actually pretty good. I would go as far to say as it's very good. I still don't think it's great. No, I have not watched This Is Us. I'm not in the mood to cry. Oh, nice. Congratulations, Zakiya, whenever you happen to watch this. When Homelander looks like a hero. See, he doesn't look like a hero to me. He's just a villain that has no real reason for being as fucking horrible as he is. Omni-Man does, but he's so much more horrible than Homelander that I just don't care, you know? Sad boy looks cute. Good. I'm glad my misery is so great for you. It's a little train wreck I can't look away. I definitely looked away a couple times because I'm like, this is gratuitous for the sake of being shocking and gratuitous. Like him killing the Guardians, that was gratuitous in a way that worked for me. I was like, all right, this is super fucked up, but it's not too overplayed. And then that last episode when they're just killing every last innocent civilian that they can fucking find, that was just too much. I'm like, this is honestly getting boring at a certain point because of just how gratuitous this gore and violence is. Like, it's not enjoyable in any way for me. As I said earlier, I got the point after, you know, the first murders that happened in that episode. I didn't need to see it happen like 7 times in a row for them to finally end the fight and move on. Like, that was just... At first, I was like, this is disgusting. And then I was like, this is super fucked up, too fucked up. And then I got to a point where I'm like, okay, this is actually boring. Can we please move on? And then finally, they did. 30 minutes straight of it, but they finally moved on. I mean, I know you warned me, but I also warned you that's why I'm not going to like it. And I was wrong. I did like the show, but I still did not like that moment. Like, I was spoiled that whole end sequence, thinking in context, maybe it'll be much better. No, I think that whole first half of I think the whole last episode was very poor, but all the rest of it was much, much better. The gratuity and boredom is supposed to put us in Omni-Man's mindset, but it didn't. Like, not even close. I don't agree with that, actually. I think it wasn't meant to be gratuitously to the point where it becomes boring. I think it was meant to be gratuitous to the point where you realize exactly how fucked up he is. But again, I've been new. I've been new 10 minutes into the episode. I really been new 20 minutes in. After he finally stopped fucking up Mark, I was like, I just wanted to stop. Like, I don't care anymore. Someone said that Mark should be called Injury. I did have a little bit of a problem with that in the show as well. I'm like, Does it have to be so Legend of Korra with Mark just repeatedly getting his ass kicked, or can I get him to have a victory just one time? That would be really nice. Like, he did have some victories in the show, and I was like, all right, cool, but majority of the time he was just getting his ass kicked, and I'm like, I understand, it's the first season, it's setting it up, one day he will be Omni-Man level strong, but he lost too many times for me. I thought that should have been balanced a little better. Someone, they were planning a live action of Invincible. Fuck that, dude. That's a terrible idea. Not only would you not be able to create a live action version of the show that would look or sound as good as this does, but also why? Like, we have this show. We don't need a live action of every fucking thing. So I didn't really buy Omni-Man running away the way he did because he was such a villain. That was a letdown. See, I bought it. I was like, oh, there's that little bit of humanity in him that doesn't want to kill his own son and probably does care about his wife at least a little bit, but I just didn't care, you know? I was like, okay. I figured you weren't going to kill your son, but am I supposed to give a shit that you actually have humanity in you somewhere deep down? Because I don't. Like, I absolutely don't. I knew this show would put you off. I didn't say that. I said it was good. I said it was very good during a lot of it. It's just, I think the last episode was not good. I think it was actually a bad episode. And it just irritates me how much people fucking love it. I'm like, it's not that good. It's a good show. It is not a great show. And do I like The Boys or this better? I like Invincible better than The Boys. But I think both of them do not deserve the praise that they always get. Even the comic readers are torn with love, hate, and cringe with Omni-Man. I don't see how anyone could have any kind of love for him or sympathy. Like, again, he could do anything at this point. He could literally end all problems in the universe and go on the most well-written redemption arc of all time, and I wouldn't care. Like, I just would not care. Black Widow is July 9th. I know, I'm excited. Speaking of other parts, thoughts on Robot. I loved that character. I was very surprised by the route that character took. With the reveal of who he actually was, I was shook. And the other reveal of who he was cloning and, you know, putting himself into the body of, I was like, what the fuck? In a good way. I thought it was really good. I still think Monster Girl was a way overrated character. Like, my roommate hyped her up so much. It's like, oh, she's so fucking cool. She's awesome. I'm like, I guess. I don't know. She wasn't that cool to me. He was missing a tooth when he was a kid and when he was beaten by his dad. Oh, yeah. That I thought was a really cheesy cut right there where they were like, look, it's reminding him of that because he knocked his teeth out. I'm like, that's really weird, dude. Like, that didn't work for me at all. Shayna, was it better than the first one? Oh, just finished A Quiet Place 2. I'm going to watch that this week. You cared about her the way you care about Scooby. I mean, Debbie was actually, like, fucking awesome, and Scooby's a little piece of shit most of the time, so I don't think it's really the same thing. People who fucking love it have info on the future stories. Well, then that doesn't count. Like, oh, I've read the comic book, so I know it's gonna get good. Like, okay, so the show is not, then? Is what you're saying? Like, trust me, if you knew what was coming, well, I don't. I only know what I've seen, and what I've seen is good to very good. Not great, not perfect, not worth the hype. It's worth some hype. It's worth people saying, you should watch this. It's good. It's not worth what it's getting. Will Mark be ready once his dad comes back? No. Like, I'm sure he'll get his ass kicked again. Like, eventually they'll have a fight where it's even, but it'll be a while. The peak spoiler I got is just that it gets better and it gets worse. Okay. Well, I can't wait for you to see The Leftovers then. No Omni-Man characters 3. Wait, are you saying there are no Omni-Man style characters, or that there are 3 of them? Take the feelings you have right now of the story and make it better and make it worse. I don't know. Maybe I'll like it. And yeah, Zachary Quinto for the win. He was great. The voice cast, fantastic on this show. I think they all did a really good job. I really loved the voice acting. I thought they did a great job. I felt the emotions. I felt the pain. I felt the humor. They were probably the best part of the show as a whole. Certain story elements, I think, were also the best part of the show. You're following since your love. Oh, thank you. Thoughts on Amber and Mark as a couple? Amber is the human girl, correct? Because if that is who you're talking, I'm sorry, I watched it all in one dose, so some of the names slipped by me. But if that's who you're talking about, the one that Zazie Beetz was playing, I love it. I ship it so much harder than I do Mark and Eve. I don't want Mark and Eve to get together. I want it to be Mark and Amber to the end of the world. I think that works way better. I thought it was cute. Although I fucking hated the insanely cliche storyline of like, he won't tell me the truth. Why can't you ever be on time? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my god, how many fucking times have I seen this with Superman and Spider-Man and like every masked identity hero storyline ever made, with the exception of like the Marvel movies. It was so boring. I hated that stuff. But I really enjoyed the chemistry of the two characters and how they got along. So that was a real love-hate relationship. Favorite moments of Invincible? The first moment in the show where I was like, that was some good shit. That was good writing, good acting. I loved it. Was when Mark is training and his mom tells him, like, go inside. Like, I'm telling you right now, go to fucking bed. Like, that's enough. And he says, make me. And she immediately is like, does that make you feel strong, knowing that I can't make you anymore? I thought that was brilliant. Like, that was a great moment. And it showed the danger of where Mark's character, in my opinion, is probably heading. And the fact that he doesn't want to be like that. Like, he immediately seemed to regret saying that. I thought that was fucking fantastic. I loved it. And Clancy Jones, what is his name? The guy who plays Mr. Krabs. His character as the demon, super fucking short-lived. He should not have been excised right away. Like, that character was, in my opinion, besides Debbie, the best character on the show. And I was very upset when they sent him back to hell. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, this is the character I actually really give a shit about, and you're just getting rid of him? Did not like that they got rid of him so fast. A bit sad that the human robot has a different voice actor. It makes sense, but I miss Quinto. Oh, I didn't even notice that, actually. Oh, yeah, I guess it would make more sense for it to be played by the actor who plays Rex. Yeah, that does kind of suck, actually, because I really like Zachary Quinto. Monster Girl was a side character at best. I mean, I feel like they gave a lot of focus for a lot of the episodes, and most of that time I was like, can we not? Like, I don't care, man. Like, is her backstory, her whole powers and everything, is it kind of sad? Sure. I guess. Is her romance with Robot kind of cute? Sure. It's super weird, but I kind of like it. It's not that good. Debbie apparently was the most improved character from the comics. She was useless in the comics. Oh, improved character. She was useless in the comics. Well, thank God they changed it then, because she is the best character on the show, hands down. I was going to do that, but I was forced to see it, so yeah, but you can't wait for this. Army of the Dead. I have not seen it. I don't really want to. I think it looks dumb. I don't know. I'm kind of over the zombie genre. Not 100%, but I don't know. It feels like anytime someone wants to make like a unique zombie movie or show now. They're like, let's make them smart. I'm like, well, now everyone's doing that, so it's not even unique anymore. So I don't know. I just don't have any interest to see it. And it's all like taking place in Vegas, so I know the whole time I'm gonna be like, that's not correct. That's not where that is. That's not how that works. Nope. Incorrect. Wrong. So no, I have no interest in watching Army of the Dead. Maybe one day I will. It's free on Netflix. If I have the time, I guess. But I don't know. I just think it doesn't look that good. Sorry, Grace, if you're by any small chance watching this, because I know she's a big Zack Snyder fan. I'm really not that big of a Zack Snyder fan, I should say. Like, I don't know, he's had a couple, like, really good hits. I really like 300. I like the Snyder Cut. And that's literally about it. Every other movie he's made, I thought was either mediocre or really bad. So, I don't know. Sorry, just a moment. Okay, it's the same drama you had with Attack on Titan. People who know the entire story has the perspective you have. I guess, but with Attack on Titan, that was people who had seen all of the show, and I was just late to the party. I have now seen everything that everyone else has with the Invincible show, but I seem to have a dramatically different opinion on it. I know you mean like, oh, well, they've read the comics, so they know like the whole thing, but the show is not the comics. They could change everything moving from here forward if they wanted to, so I don't think that counts personally. That's it, Mark. It's definitely now injury. Oh, that was the other thing. I thought... I feel like I'm going to get hate for this one. I think the fact that they say Invincible, or they don't say it, but right before they say Invincible, it shows the title, and that's how they introduce like the intro of every episode. I have a feeling a lot of people like that. I thought that was cheesy as fuck. I did not like that. I'm like, can you stop? Like... How many different ways can you possibly imagine someone sneaks the word Invincible into a conversation? It felt super forced. I didn't like that choice. And yeah, I'm unsure how closely they intend to follow the comic books as well. From what I hear, it seems like season 1 was very close to the comic books, but The Walking Dead... Well, actually, The Walking Dead season 1 was very different from the original comics, so maybe they are going to stick to it. I don't know. That's what I thought, that you would really appreciate the acting. No, yeah, the acting was, like, phenomenal. It was very good. And out of everyone, Steven Yeun impressed me the most. I thought he did a fucking great job. Although the character Mark really irritated me sometimes, just with the teenage, like, I don't want to do this anymore. But what about Amber? I'm like, shut up. Again, it's one of those things, I've seen it in a lot of superhero shows where it's, you know, the young character who cares about all the wrong things at the moment. And I'm like, it's boring. I don't care. It makes you less likable. Please go back to doing something better. He wasn't an unlikable character. Like, there were plenty of moments that made me really like Mark, but anytime he started fucking whining all the time, I'm like, shut up. I don't care. The only time he earned the right to whine a whole fuck ton was in that last episode when his whole world got turned upside down. That, I was like, okay, you get a pass. That's some heavy shit. Amber is the most annoying character to me. I didn't think she was annoying. It's just, I think the storyline of, like, you know, stop being late to everything. Why do you always leave me on the sidelines? It's so overplayed. I just didn't really care. I thought her character was pretty interesting, actually. I liked her. There's some wild stuff in the comics, but now I'm just waiting to see if they'll dare to animate it all. I mean, they killed actual children in season 1, so I highly anticipate them to animate all of it. Like, I don't think they're going to shy away from it. Like, I was actually kind of shocked in the final episode when the building's coming down and it's the little girl and the mom. I'm like, okay, he's got to at least save these two, but the rest of the building, all those people die. Not even that. Both of them died too. I was like, shit. Okay. Again, that was the best part of that whole sequence. If it was just that was the whole sequence, that would have been gold. But they had to ruin it with the fucking subway scene and the fighter jet scene and the avalanche scene and the let me beat you within inches of your life at the top of a mountain scene. Like, it just kept going and going and going, and it just got so annoying. It just wasn't fun to watch. They both dumb teenagers at our age. Their love story will have cringe parts. Yeah, but I'm over seeing teenagers be cringy on shows and movies. Like, is it kind of realistic? Sure, I guess. But is it also been done a couple thousand times? Yes. Give me something new, please. But I ship the interracial relationship, just not her character. I mean, I do too. I ship the fact that she doesn't have powers and he does. I like the parallels there with his dad and his mom, but I thought her character was fine. Oh, you guys still stuck on the leftovers? Haven't even started it. Didn't watch Invincible because I thought there would be reaction vids. Oh, yep, sorry. Don't blame me, blame everyone for posting every spoiler thumbnail you can possibly imagine. Like, I had seen every major plot point before I actually watched the show, which is the only reason I didn't do reactions for it. Amber was actually improved, as I've heard. I mean, I didn't really have a problem with her. Hellshack? Hellshack what? You still can't finish Dark? Just keep pushing. I promise you will hit a point when you'll definitely be glad you kept pushing. Cecil was your dude, and Demon? Yeah, the Demon was the coolest. I'm so upset that they got rid of him so soon. And Cecil was actually really cool. I was impressed with how much I liked his character. I didn't expect to. Demon Detective was a running sad joke on the comics. The show version is way better. Except it's not. He's in it for like 2 episodes. And the way they ended that character, I'm like, I don't think we're ever going to see this dude again. If we do, it'll be a long time from now, and I just don't think we're going to see him again, so I don't know. I was very disappointed with his storyline. I loved his character. Debbie was also weak in the original, as someone has said, yes. But Debbie's the best in the show, so congratulations, writers. You made a very good choice there with her. Amber's played by Zazie. I love Zazie Beetz. She's fucking awesome. I like that her character, along with his mom, tethers Mark to humanity in a way other characters do not. I agree. I don't think it's going to work. I think Mark will end up evil by the end of this whole entire story. Maybe I'm wrong. I kind of hope I'm wrong. I would like to see him be stubborn as hell and hold on to his humanity against his, people. I'm going to push through the rest of the episodes. That's what you should do. At least Amber wasn't a pet to Mark. Yeah. I mean, she put him in his place like many, many times. To the point where, again, I thought it was annoying, but I didn't think she was annoying. I just thought what was happening was annoying. Army of the Dead was better than I expected. I still don't really care. I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I don't really want to watch it. I really don't. You have something against zombies, you vampire? I'm trying to think. Since like 2011, I've just seen zombies, and it's like, okay, I just don't care anymore. I should be at the same point with superheroes because it's been the same thing, but I don't know, the superhero genre seems more flexible to me. There's only so much you can do with zombies. I got bored with Army of the Dead. I played a game halfway, then finished it because OCD. I was thinking of you when they were on the strip of Vegas. Aw. You went to Busch Gardens last week? Why was it a disaster? I've been hearing a lot of horror stories at theme parks right now just because everyone's so understaffed and they just can't keep up. And it's making the experience really shitty. It's basically like, well, you should have just stayed closed if you can't open. And that's how I feel about my current job right now, because we're so brutally understaffed that it just puts all of us in really shitty situations, and I'm seeing people quit left and right. And I can't blame them, because, yeah, this shit sucks when we're so fucking understaffed. So we're going to ignore the fact that Robot chose Rex DNA to clone. I mean, I still don't understand why he did that. Like, his explanation was, oh, you know, Monster Girl showed interest in you. And I'm like, I don't think that's enough, man. Like, that's fucking weird. You could have picked anybody. You had to pick the dude on your team? Like, that's fucking weird. But I loved the character of Robot. Rex was annoying, but weirdly kind of likable in a minor way. Some of us like the cheese. I don't. I'm so over cheesy. We've talked about my hate for Sam Raimi because it's so campy and cheesy. It's not my thing. It's not funny to me. It's not enjoyable to me. It's just cringy. Like, I don't like cheesy shit. To a degree, I guess there's some cheesy things where I'm like, oh, that's cute, that's funny. But the majority of it, I'm like, just stop. It seemed to follow the plot but improve a lot of characters. It's a good way to go. The Invincible intro is amazing. I thought it was so fucking annoying. Like, every time it happened, I was like, and it's like, fucking hell, man. At least it was short. It wasn't like a minute-long intro. It got to it, but still, I was not a fan. I rank it very, very low on my show intros that I like. Insert TikTok. Don't like that? Or do you just not like me? I am wary there are some plot points that might get the show canceled. There isn't. People love it too much. Like, people, if they killed babies on the show, people would be like, it's so fucking cool. No one else has the balls to kill babies. But this one does, which I think is fucking dumb. Like, again, I don't think you need to shock people so hard for you to write a good story. But I'll bet you that's what makes people love it. That's why people like The Boys. Just saying. I am wary there's some... Okay, yeah. Also kind of think intro was weird. Yeah, I didn't like it. Kill children. Oh, but it gets worse. Again, I'm sure they'll be killing babies. They'll probably be raping babies at some point on this show, and people will be like, oh my god, it's so fucking good. I just want to give it 10 out of 10 all day. Like, I'm sorry, it's just so annoying that people love tragedy and fucked up things as much as they do. Why did they bring back the Immortal for 5 freaking minutes just to be torn in half? You see, I think his character was one of the most interesting in the show. Got a very little screen time, but even that brief moment of realizing why he's called the Immortal, like he's literally lived through all these moments in history, and he will now be coming back in season 2 or 3 or whatever, super cool. And I loved his immediate reaction, like, where the fuck is Omni-Man? I'm killing that bitch right now. And I really liked the Immortal. I thought that was actually a pretty cool character. Cringy teenagers insert cater reels. Again, that was just real life that was a show written by cringy teenagers. This is a show written by supposedly, very well-versed, talented adults. I don't need them to write cringy children. I'm raising my teenage nieces and nephews right now. The cringe is so real. I mean, yeah, kids are cringy. I don't want to see it in my shows. I don't care. How was your best friend's B-Day? My best friend's B-Day? Who are you talking about? No spoilers. Everyone reads comics. I'm just, at this point, I feel like I'm gonna get spoiled some major shit. I got spoiled the whole first season, so I wouldn't be surprised if I get spoiled the rest of the show. I hope I don't, because if I do, the chances of me watching the remaining seasons are very low. What's keeping me really into it now is that the show was good, and I don't exactly know where it's going from here, so I want to find out. If I find out, it's a very high possibility I just won't watch it. Haven't seen Cruella. I've heard mixed to negative reviews about it, which I kind of expected. I wouldn't mind watching it. It looks okay. Regarding your personal stuff, list the things you're thankful about. I'm thankful I still have a job. I'm thankful... I don't know. I'm thankful I'm vaccinated. I'm thankful that things are slowly, actually very quickly, returning to normal in the world. I'm sure there's some other things I could think of, but that's about it for now. I bootlegged the entire Invincible series. Why would you bootleg it? It's on Amazon Prime. It's not even expensive. But I can't get through the second episode. It's funny because I'm also half Korean. I don't know. I just don't like the teen coming of age narratives. See, that was actually one of the things about the show I thought was actually pretty well written. Like seeing Mark, you know, become his own person was good. There were a lot of moments where he's just whining like a little asshole, and I got irritated with it, but overall, I thought it was a decent coming-of-age story, although I feel like we haven't gotten past the coming-of-age moments yet. I think there's still a lot more to go. I do remember the show called The Strain. I never watched it, though. I think it was a vampire-based thing, and I was like, I don't care. The staff was fine, just the fact that you can come into the park without a mask got the park packed. I only went on 2 rides and spent 6 hours there, then got into an accident on the way. Oh, I'm sorry. And yeah, the whole mask thing, that's, did I not fucking say it? Mask thing is going away. Like, we're not even to June yet, and everyone on the strip not wearing a mask because they put signs up everywhere saying, if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. So no one wears it, and all the employees legally are not allowed to ask for proof or even ask them about their status because it's against HIPAA laws, which is the dumbest shit I've ever heard of. Like, the 2 people I see a day wearing a mask, I'll bet you they're the ones who got vaccinated, and everyone else isn't. Like, it's so fucking dumb. And yeah, I was looking at the queue times for Magic Mountain, and it's ridiculous. It's like 3-hour-long lines for everything. Like, I don't... it's so annoying. Like, when everyone's finally able to go out and do stuff, no one can enjoy doing that stuff because everyone is going out to go do it now. It's frustrating. I'm really sorry that you got into an accident. I hope you're okay. Finally not babysitting my therapist. 11-year-old. Kids are cringy and gross. I agreed. Thinking about him resisting taking showers and justifying it because it doesn't have BO yet. What the hell? How did the hiring process go? Are you still making people nervous? I don't have that job anymore, so didn't go great. Yeah, I hate that no mask thing because you don't really know who has it. No, yeah, exactly. Like, I sometimes walk around without a mask now, which I don't really like to, just because I don't want people to think I'm a Trump supporter. But I did the work and actually got the vaccine. I might as well actually enjoy the reward. It's just annoying that all these people who just bitched about the vaccine and COVID the whole time are also getting that reward, and I'm not allowed to have any way of proving that they don't deserve it, you know? It's really frustrating. I already have Disney Plus, Netflix, and Hulu. I'm not trying to collect too many streaming services. Ah, come on, one more. Amazon's worth the one more. Like, those, having those 4, those are the core 4. I already bootlegged everything I want from Amazon. Invincible, The Boys, Good Omens. I mean, out of those 3, Invincible's the only one I actually kind of like. I still wear mine. I mean, that's good. There's nothing wrong with... That's the other thing. It's like, now wearing a mask, you are especially, like, picked out of a crowd and, like, made fun of for it. I'm like, wearing a mask does nothing to anybody else but protect them. But people think, like, oh, you're just a little bitch who is scared of everything. It's like, no, I just want to be cautious and careful. Oh, thank you, Tariq. Yeah, I don't know. It's really fucking annoying. I think the Immortal and Battle Beast will be crucial if Omni-Man returns to complete his colonizer mission. Oh, thank you. I don't think Battle Beast will be crucial in any way. I feel like he's going to get his ass rocked by Invincible at some point. Because, you know, he came off as, I would say, the first villain who's, like, really strong. Fucked up, like, the whole teen team. I know they weren't teen team. They were technically the Guardians at that point. But you know what I mean. And I think next time we see him, or if not the next time, the time after that, like, he's going to get destroyed by Invincible, and they will then replace him with a much more powerful villain. And he'll just have to work his way up until Omni-Man is, you know, the final man standing. And then again, I'm sure Omni-Man will have a great redemption arc. He'll fight against his own people, and I just won't care. I'll be like, okay, thanks for the help. Go kill yourself. Wear a mask, not be a Trump supporter. I mean, I worked for not wearing my mask. So if I'm allowed to, and I feel comfortable doing it, I'm taking the thing off. At my work, we now have an option to prove our vaccination, which is so stupid. Like, I can't ask the guests to prove their vaccination, but I have to prove my vaccination in order to not wear my mask. How is that not violating a HIPAA law? Like, I think you should just be able to ask people. Like, I don't mind showing proof that I got it, but I think other guests should also have to prove that they got it. But then that'll piss everybody off, and we're trying to get business back, and whatever. Hardly anyone here in Savannah wears a mask anymore. The older or susceptible demographics are really the only ones who still are. You see, even the older and susceptible demographics here in Vegas, like, they're the ones who especially aren't wearing their masks. It's only, like, people in their 20s who still sometimes wear it. Oh, that's fucked, Shayna. They better get that motherfucker. I'm putting that out into the universe. He will be caught. For the International Defund. At the movies today, barely anyone wearing a mask. Me and maybe 2 other people in the whole theater. Well, that's what I'm saying. And again, it's like, I don't even mind people not wearing a mask too much. Like, I think it's still a little too early for that, but is what it is. But it's the fact that, like, 95% of people are not wearing the mask, and our vaccination numbers are at, like, 40%. I just call so much bullshit on all the people I see not wearing a mask. I'm like, I know you fuckers didn't get vaccine. Like, I know you didn't, and it's so annoying. Why were there 10 of you? Which states reports on cases anymore? They just report on vaccine numbers. I think most people who get vaccinated would be happy to share their proof. It's the ones who didn't get it that would have a problem. Exactly. Exactly. Like, anyone who got it, they're like, oh, look, here, I'll show you mine. Like, I'm sure this is technically classified information that I'm not supposed to show, but can the stream not be fucking stupid? Okay, that seems to be better. I think. Is it? Come on, stream, catch up. Okay, we're good. Shit. Sorry. Anyways, but yeah, my vaccination proof. I got both doses. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm allowed to not wear the fucking mask. But yeah, it's the people who haven't who are like, how dare you exclude me from society because I chose to not get it. Exactly. You chose to not get it. Therefore, you are ostracizing yourself from society. You're not being subjugated. You're not being discriminated against. You're choosing to not take the safe option to return back to normal life. But yeah, the CDC and the whole U.S. government in general is like, fuck it. Like, we're over this. It's stupid. The grown sides of your hair looks nice. I agree just because it looked so bad before. Like, I really hated that haircut. I start getting nauseous if I wear my mask for too long. The humidity here in Savannah just makes it damn intolerable. Well, yeah. I mean, when you're somewhere where it's really hot or really humid, wearing the mask is definitely harder. But even then, man, short-term discomfort for long-term gain. You know. Hey, Mighty Isis. It is a long time no see. My first vaccine almost killed me. My second was smooth sailings. You didn't almost die from the vaccine. I'm sure it sucked, though. Like, I know some people who got some gnarly symptoms on the second one. I felt pretty bad on my second dose, but it wasn't that bad. It certainly wasn't as bad as getting COVID. That was the worst I have ever felt in terms of being ill. Like, that was the actual worst. I would show you mine if I could. I believe you. My cousin lives in Savannah and she is anti-vaxxer. So is most of the people I work with. Like my big bosses, the ones who are like way above me, are almost all anti-vax, and that just is so wild to me. They just desperately want places open. Exactly. And I get that. Like I called that would happen. Like, economically, our country can't survive this shit anymore because our government refuses to actually help the people that need help during all this. They're like, here's, like $1,000 that should cover your rent for the next couple months. Meanwhile, small businesses and people who are actually trying to pay their rent are not fucking able to. If they were able to do that, I guarantee you we'd still have so much shit closed. But they're like, oh no, we can't handle the debt. We can't financially handle this. So they opened it all up. As I suspected. You people are getting vaccines. I'm sorry, Rami. You'll get it soon. Probably sooner than you think. Not soon enough, but I'll bet you sooner than you think. Would you retract now? And probably with the majority of people who felt fine with the second dose. I would definitely agree. A majority of people probably didn't feel much at all. But the people who did feel stuff, they screamed really, really loud about it. So that's what people heard about. Like, I mean, that's just how it is. Was that line about vax, or it was about the vax? I was just about to ask if I had missed the Invincible discussion. You did. I thought it was good. Not great. It gets way too much hype. When I was at the park, it was tough for me. I wore it the whole day because the amount of people there was insane and they were not in masks. Okay, here's my thing. I know the responsible thing is what you did. Wear the mask because there's so many other people not wearing it. But here's where I become very spiteful. I'm like, no. If there's a lot of people, I'm definitely not wearing my fucking mask. Like, a majority of them didn't get the vaccine and are walking around spreading whatever the fuck diseases that they have. And my mask only protects them. Like, it doesn't protect me from anything that they're giving. Oh, come on, dude. Sorry, the stream is just sketching out. Okay, it looks like it's stable. I'll just repeat what I said in case it got all fucked up there. Anyways. With a majority of people not wearing a mask, they're spreading out whatever diseases and COVID that they fucking have. And my mask does not protect me from getting those diseases. It only protects them from getting what I have. And I'm a spiteful fucking person. And I'm like, no. If you're going to be spreading your shit to me and all these other people, then I'm going to spread whatever the fuck I have to you. Like, fuck you. So, Shayna, thank you for being responsible. I'm much more vindictive, and I'm like, no. Especially, I'm not going to wear my mask if they're not doing it. They're not going to protect me. The fuck am I protecting them for? Like, again, I understand it's not really for them. It's to prevent them from spreading it to susceptible people who either can't get the vaccine because of allergies or some kind of illness, or people who just haven't been able to get it yet. But that's too much thinking in the moment. In the moment, I just see them without their mask potentially spreading COVID around, and I'm like, well, bitch, you're gonna get mine too then. You know, like, fuck off. Maybe it's the lighting, but your eyes aren't as tired looking tonight. It's probably just the lighting. They look plenty shitty. Been moisturizing or sleeping with Vaseline? I mean, I've been moisturizing, but I'd always been doing that. They just don't look good. They're not good. How long did your symptoms last with COVID? About 2.5, 3 weeks. Which is, I would say, the longest any sickness has stuck with me. Normally, I'm 3 or 4 days and then I'm good. Even when I've gotten like a really bad flu or like a stomach bug, I've never had something last that long. I understand you're stubborn and spiteful, but you're making them feel confident in their decision of being stupid and selfish, so it turns into a domino effect. Okay, I hear what you're saying there, but also me wearing a mask doesn't help either. I'm sorry, but they're going to see me wearing the mask and just say like, oh, look at this little bitch. Look at this scared little bitch. Like, it's not going to change any of their minds. It's not going to make them feel worse that I'm wearing a mask and they aren't. They're just going to be like, haha, I don't have to wear it, but you are, little bitch. Like, it doesn't do anything. It's just really fucking annoying. Like, oh. Like, no one who is not wearing a mask is going to see me wearing a mask and think, oh shit, I'm being so irresponsible. Maybe I should wear it. Like, they're just not. They don't give a fuck. Like, they will never give a fuck. So why am I protecting them? Like, shit irritates me. I read the other day the flu deaths hit a decade's all-time low because of quarantine and mask wearing. I was reading that too, actually. I do not have nice eyes. Maybe the color of my eyes are nice. The eyes look fucked up. They look fucked up. Released a concealer line for men. Yeah, but I don't want to conceal it. Like, I know that's a choice for people. I'm not, like, shitting on anyone who does wear makeup to cover any of their perceived imperfections or whatever, but I don't like to do that. Because I know one day someone's going to see me without it and be like, oh, that's what you look like. I don't want to have that moment happen. I'd rather people just know I look like shit. I just felt like I'm doing my part, although it sucked. And that's totally fine. Like, again, I'm not shitting on anybody who decides to continue wearing their mask. That is your choice. I think that's a good idea. Like, you're being responsible. You're doing your part more than I am or other people are. I'm just so fucking tired of following all the rules when people who have been perpetuating this problem endlessly are the ones reaping all the rewards for everything that we have done to make it better. Like, it drives me fucking insane. Any games you're playing lately? No. I've been playing Planet Coaster only whenever I get a free chance. I was actually getting looks for wearing it. That's what I'm saying. Like, they just think like, oh, look at this motherfucker. It's so annoying. I have nice eyes. Thank you. I don't, but thank you. Making avocado toast. Releasing my inner white girl. I wish I liked avocado. It's very good for you. I just don't really like avocado. I'm deathly allergic to avocado. Well, I wish I had that excuse. I just don't like it. I can see what you're saying. The majority of people not wearing masks aren't really getting any backlash, so it kind of feels useless in wearing it. Yeah, which, I mean, I agree with you. It's not useless to wear it. Like, you are protecting at least some people by still wearing it. And that's good for you to, you know, play your part in it. But like I said, that just makes you more mature and, less spiteful than I am, because I looked at it the other way of, like, these motherfuckers are just taking advantage of what I did to help. So fuck off. Like, I'll enjoy the reward too. That being said, I still go to a lot of places with my mask on, I should say. But yeah, sometimes when I'm getting off of work and I'm walking out into the parking garage, I'll take that shit off. I went to the gas station one time so far without wearing a mask, and it felt really weird. But, I just wanted to try it. I'm like the only person here. Let's give it a shot. So I walked in, and I definitely got kind of a weird look from the cashier, but they're not allowed to ask you. So I was like, oh, let me just grab my shit and go. And then that was that. And in some ways, it was nice to not have to wear it. And in other ways, I thought it was really fucking weird and awkward. I'm like, oh, like I got used to wearing the mask, damn it. Now it feels really weird to not have it on. Similar to when it all started and when I had to start wearing the mask to places, I was like, this is so weird. Like, it feels weird on my face. I feel like I look strange. But now it's gone the other direction, where I got so used to it, now not wearing it feels kind of weird. Release the inner white girl. What was the other major white girl thing to do? Getting a pumpkin spice latte. I've never had one, actually. I should try it. But my hometown passed something that makes it so that if business requires you to wear a mask and you don't, you can get fined. I don't know if we have that here. I know that there are some businesses that still say, like, you have to wear it. People are like, oh, no, I don't. The CDC. And be like, oh, the CDC. I don't give a fuck. This is my business, and I say you have to wear it. But a lot of them aren't, because they know they're not going to get as much business as the other businesses that don't make you wear it, which is unfortunate. Oh, my God. Okay, I think we're back. It might just be the whole state of Alabama, though. I'm not sure. I'm surprised that Alabama, of all states, would pass something like that. But I'm sure there's other states. Or counties, at least. Avocados grow in our backyard here. It's a staple. I was shook with it became trending as expensive food in America. Everything becomes expensive in America as long as it's trending. Which place would you definitely wear a mask at? Hospital for me, even though I worked there, and Walmart. Walmart is for sure a place I would be spiteful and not wear it, because I'm like, yeah, these are specifically the assholes that have been causing most of the problems. Hospital, 100%. When I went to go visit my sister, that was a moment where I was allowed not to wear it, but I definitely wore it the whole time. I'm like, I'm not going to be responsible for getting any of these people killed or sick. I'm not going to get any of the nurses or these people who work their fucking asses off every day doing a job I could never do. I'm not going to get them sick. So I agree. A hospital is a place I will definitely wear a mask. I would say from here to the day I die, I'll always wear a mask when I go into a hospital now. Walmart, fuck them all. I'll kill them all. Sorry, that YouTube don't fuck me up for that. That was an expression. My gym just reopened and we still have to wear masks. Really, every gym I know of does not require it anymore, and as a result, maybe one person a day actually wears a mask while at the gym. And Ugg boots. I've never worn Ugg boots either, but everyone who has tells me they're actually really comfortable. Hey, Madi. I think the CDC should have waited until August to release their statement about masks. August? Yeah, I agree. I think they should have waited. But like I said, they don't want to, because the government's not going to help these small businesses or people actually survive for the next 4 to 5 months or whatever. So they were like, all right, we have to reopen, and the only way we can really reopen is if we get rid of these mask mandates. So they did, which is dumb, but they did. And I'm just saying, at 6 p.m., the internet servers of the world get really clogged, so streams are hard to keep going at 6. Cases will definitely go up once the vaccine wears off. Does the vaccine wear off, though? Like, they don't know exactly how long it lasts. This vaccine could last 5 years. It could last 5 months. And there will be a booster available for people that want it in order to extend that. Which, yes, I will be getting the booster when my time for that comes. How is Mom? Still not getting her surgery. That's how she's doing. They say it's coming soon, but what they don't realize is what's coming soon is a fucking lawsuit. And sister is doing pretty good. Still won't get the vaccine like a fucking idiot, but doesn't look like she's dying today. And there will be a booster, 100%. 6 months, I hear. But damn, that's short as fuck. I gotta get a booster every 6 months. That's fucking lame, dude. Oh well. Where I live, masks are still required at least until June 15th. Where do you live? Because we got rid of our mask mandate probably like May 15th. That was the question. Does it wear off? Well, again, it won't wear off if you get a booster. It will wear off. Every vaccine will wear off if you don't get a booster for it. My sister's older. And hey, E-Rock, it's going kind of shitty, but it's alright. Oh, it's okay, Aubrey. And, yeah. Booster isn't free pandemic. God. I mean, if the booster's not free, I guess it depends on how much it is as to how many boosters I'll be getting. I'll for sure get the first booster, but if it's like $100 every booster, I don't know. I might just take my fucking chances. No, don't worry, Shayna. Like, I fucking will. It'll be the biggest headache of my entire life, probably, but what they've done is criminal negligence. And I don't plan on letting them just skirt by with like, whew, we almost really fucked up there. Like, no. You made my mom suffer for 3 years now when you could have fixed this problem. It would have been an easy fucking fix, too, if you had addressed this 3 years ago. But instead, you kept telling her to calm down, relax, it's nothing, it's menopause, it's whatever bullshit they decided to say because they didn't want to deal with it. And now she's in pain every day for the past 2 years. So yeah, fuck them. Why are people against getting vaccines? I remember when getting vaccines was the normal thing to do. I don't have an answer to that question because I'm like, you have to get vaccines when you go travel to other countries. Everyone had to get their vaccines in order to go to school as children. To get certain jobs, you need to have certain vaccines updated. I want to say when you get your license, I think you have to have certain vaccines done in order to be a functioning adult. But I don't know, somewhere along the line, the weird holistic motherfuckers out there who were anti-vax blossomed into about 50 to 60% of the entire country who don't believe in vaccines. It's very odd. I don't get it. Shayna, I don't really want to talk about it. I'm sure someone can update you. I think the immunity is longer for those who had COVID and got the shot. It's shorter if you only had the shots. Well, I had both, so hopefully it lasts a little longer. People have become so woke. Georgia just doesn't care about masks like at all. I kind of expected that. Any red state, like there's no such thing as masks anymore. And I'm a blue state, and there's no such thing as masks anymore. Anyone going to clubs? Because I see way too many people partying. Our clubs are still closed, thankfully, but that's going to change very soon. Boosters might be the same price as current vaccine, 25 to 37 per dose. Well, is that how much they're paying shit out of it to me, or is that actually how much it will cost me? Because if it's 25, 37 bucks, I'll get that all the time. Oh my god. Any moment now. Is it good? Okay. It looks like I'm good. Alright. It looks like I'm good. No, we don't. We lost faith in our governor and mayors. Funnily enough, we have the CDC right here in Atlanta. That's true. Have you been to the clubs? Well, there's none open, so no. Even if they were, I'm not really a club person. I used to be when I was, you know, like 21, 22, but it's too expensive. It's too crowded. A lot of people are just assholes at the club. Not really fun, in my opinion. I'd rather go to a bar. A chill bar. Ego. They saw people getting vaccines and didn't want to be part of the crowd and prove they're better than everyone else. I'm sure that's part of it. I'm sure that was part of why they didn't want to wear their masks either. They're like, "Ooh, you sheeple. I'm an individual thinker. I'm just smarter than all of you." But they still wore their mask to go get their groceries because, "Oh, I have to." Like, you know, poor you. Heard some people won't take it because of religion or something stupid, saying it's not a part of God's plan. Well, that's what they said about the mask too. They were like, God gave us a face and a mouth to breathe the air. You're tainting that by having a... Meanwhile, actual religious people who like have grown out a beard for religious reasons shaved it in order to wear the mask properly. It's funny when people want to use religion as an excuse. Have you started filming the Leftovers reaction? No, I haven't filmed anything in about 2 weeks, but I will be getting to that very soon. Atlanta parties are just a whole different breed, so people are probably sick right now and don't even know it. Well, that's the other thing. A lot of people are like, there's going to be spikes in cases, and I'm like, yes, there will. But guess what? You're not going to hear about it. It will not be reported. Or if it is, it will be a quick little like, oh, so there was a couple cases the other day, and then scoot on right on to the next story. Like, the government is over it. They need us all to feel safe and go out and buy shit again because they don't want to provide assistance. So like I said, cases, they're going to go up. Unofficially, the cases are going to go up. Officially, everything's fine. Everything's getting better now. And I see a lot of people that were against the vaccine and mask end up dying. Well, yeah, that's their own dumbass fault. Unfortunately, they're taking other people with them who probably did wear their mask and believed in the vaccine. And you are making my day better, Shayna. All of you are. Thank you. Anyone hooking up during this pandemic? I would like to say no, but oh, there's so many people still hooking up. As much as I do love the gay community, we're a bunch of horny freaks, and even when COVID was like really bad, there were a lot of people still hooking up. And it's funny, a lot of them would literally like wear a mask while they were fucking each other. I'm like, you realize it's shared through bodily fluids, right? Like, just because you're wearing a mask while you fuck some dude doesn't mean you're not giving it to him. Like, you're more than likely giving it to him because you're fucking him. But whatever. That's why it's not just, I don't want to get vaccinated, but I'm not getting vaccinated. And when the government elites show the truth, y'all will be sorry. No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like the pandemic is being so normalized that it's becoming a part of daily lives to the point where I honestly can't see it letting up anytime soon. I 100% disagree with that. Because like I said, governments are going to do everything in their fucking power to make sure this pandemic is over before we realize it is. Like, they are ending it, essentially. Like, it's not over. It probably will never really be over. But officially, according to the governments, according to travel guides, according to this, and that, it's ending. Like, it is ending right now. Thank you, Iraq. Even if you're fully vaccinated, you can still get it and transmit it. Yes, you can. I mean, obviously, the chances of you getting it and transmitting it are far, far lower, but it's still possible, which is why, again, they should have had us all continue to wear masks until August. Probably longer than that, but yeah, no, they're not going to do it. They will not do it. Same reason, by August, it's going to be over. Like, according to governments, by August, we're going to be, if not completely over, we're going to be real close to it being almost all the way back to normal. And there's a lot of people that will continue to wear their mask and continue to be safe, but there will be so many more people that don't. So, unfortunately, that's the world we live in. Not much I can do about it. Share your bodily fluids then. I'm still good. I'd hook up if I wasn't engaged. I'm very sex positive. Man, that's just how it is. I don't like it, but that's how it is. Similar to how I didn't like that we were going through a pandemic in the first place. I don't like how it's now ending because people say it's over. But that's how it is. A recap for anyone who popped in too late. I liked Invincible. I thought it was good. Didn't think it was great. I think it's way overhyped. There were moments in it, though, that I thought were fantastic, like genuinely really great stuff. And I thought there were moments in it that were really cringy and really cheesy that should have absolutely been cut or changed. And even though the gore and violence wasn't, I don't think, the main focus of the show, the moments where it was the main focus, it was not good. Like, it really made it not enjoyable to watch. Some moments I thought it was okay. Like when Battle Beast was gratuitously like killing pretty much everyone in the room, I was like, this is good. I like it. But all the shit with Omni-Man in that last episode, fucking horrible. I thought that was actually a bad episode. Him killing the Guardians I thought was good. It would have been better if I didn't get spoiled it, but it was good. But yeah, I mean, I would say, honestly, the thing that really tainted my image of the show was that last episode. I think that was a bad episode. I think it was not nearly as well written as it could have been. I thought it was shock value for shock value's sake. It didn't enlighten me to anything new about either characters. It just refused to end, and it was really, really annoying. Invincible was pretty good, but kind of corny at times. I agree. So how did Australia and New Zealand keep COVID out for so long? Or are we just... Well, for one, they're on an island, which helps. Two, they took it really seriously. They closed everything down. People, for the most part, actually followed the guidelines, did not throw crazy parties, actually wore their masks. And, you know, the people that would have not worn their mask couldn't do anything about it because everything was closed. Like, literally nothing was fucking open. They just did it properly. But you can't do that in America because that's dirty socialism, communism bullshit. Yeah, I've watched the entire series. Maybe because they're so isolated. I mean, that is definitely a part of it. Like, they're on an island. If you take care of the problem and shut the borders of your country off, it can only spread for so long before it burns itself out, and with no new cases coming in, eventually they're just going to be done with it. Like, you could do that with any country, technically, but again, it's America. You can't do that communist shit. If I want to go somewhere, I'm going somewhere. I'm not wearing my mask. Their cases are going up now. I almost want to say bullshit, because I literally just read something this morning about their COVID cases still being, like, completely in control. How are you prepared? Don't take me asking you this question in an aggressive tone. I'm prepared for what? Oh, I'm already prepared for the next pandemic, if at all. I will not be caught off guard again. I mean, no offense, but I feel like the point of a pandemic is you can't really prepare for it. Like, I mean, technically you can, but you might be waiting 80 years to use what you're planning, which, I mean, you know, if you make it that long and you're still prepared for it, well, good, you'll be ahead of everyone else. But I feel like, to be honest, it's kind of a waste of your time. The show and comic are overhyped. They're great, but people holding it up as some great deconstruction of the genre are just in love with edgy, gritty content. I mostly agree with that. I think it's for sure overhyped. I still don't even think it's great. I think it's good to very good, not great. But I do agree. I think the reason people consider it great, for the most part, is because it's like dark, edgy content. And I like that a lot of the show was not dark, edgy content. That's what made me enjoy it. But the moments where it did get really dark and edgy are the moments I was like, I don't know, man. It could be better. So I can't be the only one who found when Omni-Man was fighting Mark and going, oh, what will you have left on this planet or whatever. And he said, and Mark just goes, you dead. Kind of funny. I didn't think it was funny. Like, I just thought it was predictable. Like, as soon as he asked him that, I was like, wait for it. You dad. Okay, yeah, there we go. Like, I don't know. It was a good moment. It was just, I don't know. I could tell it's one of those moments where people are like, what a powerful, shocking thing. I never expected to feel so many emotions from this. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's good. It's just, I don't know. It was predictable. It wasn't out of left field. It wasn't like, whoa. It was just good. That was the one part of that whole episode I think was good, actually. Almost everything else, I was just like fucking bored. That sounds like a coworker I know that says that Biden is making us into a socialist government. That's my dad. Your coworker is my dad. I feel like one of those people who preparing for the end of the world. I have my tissues, masks, paper towels, all daily essentials, medicine, food. I mean, hey, like I said, there might be that rainy day where you're laughing at everyone else because you're prepared. Just don't hoard shit. Like, don't buy fucking 12 million rolls of toilet paper and just ruin it for the rest of us. Like, that's one of the reasons the gas crisis that's happening right now is happening, is because a lot of people panic bought so much gas. Like, stop panic buying shit. Like, you're fucking it up for everyone else. Have you ever gotten into... Oh, wait. But we all know that's more, since some people will never say they are positive. True. Have you ever gotten into a fist fight? Yes. You look like you can hold your own, at least for a while, just how your body's built. Oh, thank you. Yes, I've been in 4 fist fights in my life. I lost one of them. I won the other 3. Luckily, we are low-key prepared. Have emerged... Ow, fuck. It's because we have consistent typhoons. Oh, well, that makes sense. I just know the writers felt in their hearts that the line would shatter hearts. I agree, and it did shatter a lot of people's hearts. It didn't for me. I was like, oh, that's sad. That's sad and heartfelt, but predictable. And I don't know, it was just good. It wasn't great. A lot of Trumpers use socialism and Marxism without understanding those concepts at all. Well, I agree, because a lot of them will say, like, we need this in our government, without realizing that what they're talking about is something that every socialist government has. I'm like, you realize that's socialism, right? And they're like, no, it's completely different. I'm like, oh, okay, sure, okay. It's better than other dark, edgy shows because it's balanced out. I do agree with that. The Boys pisses me off because it's not balanced at all. It's just constant, dark, edgy, fucked up shit. And I don't think the comedy in The Boys is nearly as good as it was in Invincible. But yeah, Invincible has a better balance of the dark, edgy moments with the funny, sweet, heartfelt moments, the more human moments. Like, it was much better. Another pandemic will be here in another 5 to 10 years. Nope, not even close. Like, if we do have another pandemic in 5 to 10 years, it'll be exactly like swine flu, where it'll be like, oh shit, we got a problem, and then 3 weeks later, like, okay, problem's basically dealt with. It's not that big a deal, actually. Like, literally everything you just said are all things that were not nearly as big a deal as COVID. Like, SARS, maybe a month or two where it was in the news. Swine flu, about a month or two. Ebola, maybe 2 weeks. Zika, maybe a little bit longer than that. And then COVID, which shut down the fucking world. We will not see a pandemic like this for another 100 years. I mean, well, with the way humans are, maybe like 80 years, but not in our lifetime. Like, we've seen it. We're done with it. There will be other, smaller pandemics, but they will never be like this. Was completely floored when Omni-Man held Mark in front of the train You see, that I think was the worst part of that episode. That felt gratuitous as fuck. It didn't make me hate Omni-Man any more than I already did. It didn't make me feel bad for Mark any more than I already did. All it did was make me, I don't know, be like grossed out at how many innocent people just fucking died to not prove a point to me. Like, again, I know it's fictional, they're not real, but that's not how I watch shows. I watch it as if it's actually happening, and that really did nothing for me except make me go, can we please, like, move on? Like, this isn't doing anything for me. This is just fucked up for the sake of being fucked up. Like, I already knew at that point Omni-Man didn't give a shit about human life. He was willing to kill all humans if that's what it took. And I already knew at that point that Mark would be utterly horrified at what his dad is doing and making him do by extension. So, I don't know, it did nothing for me aside make me not like it. And that seems to be the moment that people are like, that's so good. And I'm like, that was the worst part of that episode. It was not good. Cases in Sydney, Australia are going up. Give me a link to the article, man. I haven't heard nothing about this. Have a good night. Now I gotta walk the dog. Have fun. Hope everything goes good with your mom. Yeah, me too. Toilet paper, bidet, anyone? I mean, I should get a bidet. It's so much healthier to have a bidet than use toilet paper. Greetings from psychologists in Poland. We are waiting for The Witcher Season 2. Hey, what's up? I'm excited for The Witcher Season 2. I hope it's going to be good. I like Season 1. There are many people that sound like your dad at my job. I believe it. Just as I'm aside, I was out last night and kind of blitzed our local Fancy Parkers. What is a Fancy Parker? Has an outside area to eat, and I felt a little crowded, so I got on my phone and acted like I was calling somebody out to run up. You're going to threaten to do a drive-by? Yeah. Oh, that's funny. I support this. I hope in Season 2 and 3 they'll go more in depth of the other character, or the other heroes' backstories and characters. I agree. Because I talked about it earlier. Monster Girl was one of those characters everyone's like, you're going to love her. And I'm like, I don't care about her. I found her character to be not pointless, but not important. And I'm hoping they give me a real reason to give a shit about her. Same thing with Rex. He's just kind of annoying. Low-key, sort of like him, I guess. but I want more. Duplicate had like nothing to do in the show, which I kind of expected the moment I saw her, to be totally honest. Robot had a very good storyline. A very good storyline, actually. Like, very, very good. But yeah, there were a lot of side characters where I'm like, I want to do more with this. But instead they focused a lot on Omni-Man. Like, he wasn't the prime focus, but there was a lot more time focused on Omni-Man than there was on, you know, Monster Girl or Duplicate or Robot or like almost anybody. The only other character who got more screen time and more importance was Mark, which makes sense. And it makes sense to give Omni-Man as much as they did, but I don't know. I just hate his character so much that I don't care. Like, thank God he flew away at the end of the season, because I hope I at least get a couple episodes in season 2 where I just don't have to see his face. I had a coworker whose son had COVID and she refuses to give him the vaccine. How do you feel about that? I feel like that's genuine child abuse, personally. A lot of people probably would not agree with that, but yeah, I have had COVID. Dangerously so, to the point where if my breathing got, you know, any worse than it was, I would have had to have been hospitalized. To subjugate your child to that and refuse to protect them when you have the free option to do so, she's a piece of shit. Like, I think she's genuinely an abusive parent. That's fucked up. Quote me on that. I don't give a shit. I was calling somebody out to run up. You're gonna... Oh, okay, I read that. Like, Adam Eve's origin and the Rock guys low-key intrigue me more than Mark's. I agree. Adam Eve, fucking cool character. I really enjoyed her stuff. Her backstory with her parents as well. Or not even backstory, just her story with her parents. Very sad. Very realistic, too. I enjoyed almost every bit of dialogue there, and that genuinely, emotionally hit me pretty hard. And, wait, who was the other character you were talking about? Yeah, the Rock guy. I was actually shocked when he was the boss that whole time. I felt so betrayed by that. I was like, you motherfucker. But I loved his whole backstory on, you know, why he's doing this for his family, and he's not all bad, but he's definitely not a good guy. Like, he was a great character. I can't wait to see more with him. And my coworker said that Trump did a great job in office. Yeah, I mean, my whole dad side of the family all say that too. They're like, you may hate the guy, but you can't deny he did a great job. I'm like, I actually can deny that with empirical evidence. How about that? That shirt is tight. This shirt is definitely not tight. It's loose. I wonder how Adam Eve got her powers, and how is Rex considered a superhero? I kind of agree. Rex was so, like, for being as annoying as he was, I'm like, you at least need to have a good power, and your power is fucking stupid. So, how did you end up basically being one of the Justice League? Like, that made no sense to me. I'd be curious to see how Adam Eve got her powers, too. Because that was another thing I did like about the show. It wasn't like The Boys, where they're like, oh, heroes are made. They were all given this injection, or, you know, their mothers were when they were pregnant. This show was basically just saying, like, aliens, they're real. Magic, it's real. Mythology stuff, it's real. It's basically just like, this is a fantasy world, fucking go with it. And I loved that. I thought that was really good. I had to look away from that subway scene. Yeah, I think I actually looked away from that moment, but at a certain point, it was just like, why am I watching this? Like, why? The fuck is this shit? Give it a second. I guess I'll smoke in the meantime. Oh, are we good? It looks like it's good. Are we good? Okay, yeah, it's good now. I was in a tailspin at that point. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry to anyone, but toilet paper, you just it all over a bidet, you wash it. I agree with that. Like, I understand a lot of people can't afford a bidet. Like, although bidets are not that expensive, you can actually get a pretty affordable one. It's not too much of an excuse, but yeah, bidets are much, much cleaner. Using baby wipes is also much, much cleaner, but you cannot flush baby wipes. Like, you are going to clog your pipes, you're going to cause problems doing that. You have to dispose of it, like, in a bag, which means you got a shit bag, essentially, and so that's not exactly a good option either. Bidet's really your best option.